Jackson here, back with you again, ready to talk to you about something happening that is rather amusing. Let's just be completely honest about it. It is how NBC News and others are trying to make the price of gasoline a political winner for Joe Biden and his Democrats. I just don't understand it. The prices are going up again. They're up significantly across the board, yet they're still trying their best to try to make the argument that no, this is part of the good that Joe Biden is doing. Wait till you see this clip. Lester Holt, Andrea Mitchell, both at NBC News, are trying their best to figure out a way to frame this as good, but all the news they give is bad. And then they still try at the end to be like, we wonder if he's going to get credit for it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. This is NBC News. This is Lester Holt. This is sad.
More than 10 cents a gallon from a week ago. The average now at $3.91 after Saudi Arabia and other countries announced that big cut in oil production.
Now, of course, they start by pretending that Saudi Arabia has caused all of these problems. I just want to lay the groundwork here for just a second on where we actually are here. Okay, I went and looked these numbers up before we started. 2 years ago today, we were at 218, 391 right now. Okay, that's not Saudi Arabia. That's not Putin. That's anything. That's Biden foreign policy. On January 21st, we were at $2.33. $2.33. That's where we were at. And then, believe it or not, a year ago, we were around 311 or 317. And now we're at 391. Now, you can blame this all on Saudi Arabia and all sorts of stuff, but Joe Biden's policy has made this a complete disaster since the beginning of his presidency. None of these other things are helping, but he did this. He chose this. He made this happen. Anyway, that's just the beginning there. Oh, man, prices are up right now. No, they've been up the whole time, but this is how they're trying to frame it. It's just a little taste of what you're going to get here. Let's continue.
Andrea Mitchell reports.
The Saudi announcement a blow to American consumers and a gut punch to President Biden, despite his fist bump summit with the Saudi crown prince, when the administration thought they could get a deal to keep production up and prices low before the midterms.
I was able to bring gasoline down well over $1.60, but it's inching up because of what the Russians and the Saudis just did.
He was able to bring gasoline prices down from the heights he drove them to. I mean, that's, again, why don't we talk about this correctly? It's from the heights he drove them to. Not down from when he started his presidency. They're way up from there. They're up over $1.60, I think, at this point, or close to $1.60. And yes, it's down from almost $5 a gallon. I mean, come on, folks. Have a little respect for yourself. But they start off okay. They're giving you the facts here. But like I said, everything they tell you is bad for Biden, bad for America, bad for his midterm hopes. He's not being screwed here. He did this. You know, just like the stickers on the pump say. Let's continue.
Now even Democrats blasting that Riyadh summit and calling for the U.S. to withdraw troops from Saudi Arabia. You would punish Saudi Arabia?
I would reconsider why we provide for the security of a country that seems to have no concern for the security of ours and our allies.
Gas. Gas is why we provide security for their country. Do you not really know that? So we're going to pull our troops out. That's going to make this better? The only way that would be possible is if we were energy independent like we were almost 2 years ago. And you guys don't want to do that either. But now you want to antagonize the people that are screwing us now so they'll screw us harder? I mean, how does that get better? Okay, I mean, it's an interesting tactic. I don't think it works. But sure, well, let's try it, I guess. Really bad idea. Let's continue. And by the way, Andrea Mitchell, that was a clip from her MSNBC show. She's a liberal talk show host. And here she is, quote, reporting the news. She'll opine at the end in a pretty embarrassing way. Let's continue.
That's because raising oil prices produces more oil profits for Vladimir Putin's war machine. The White House now scrambling to bring prices down. One option, release more oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, but it's dangerously low. The president has already released more than 200 million barrels this year. Another possibility, lift sanctions on Venezuela so it can pump more oil. But that country's strongman, Nicolas Maduro, has still not delivered on democratic reforms.
Okay, again, the news they're delivering seems pretty straight. It explains why all the things that they've done are bad. And all the things they're planning on doing are bad. So, again, credit where credit is due. Credit where credit is due. Now, they did let Biden pretend that he drove down prices $1 and some change, when that's only because he drove them down from where he drove them in the first place. It's like me saying at one point in time I was 240 pounds and now I'm like 195 pounds. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm down 45 pounds from then, but I'm still up 20 pounds from when I was in the Army. So the people who I knew when I was in the Army, like, man, you're fat. But the people I knew when I was 245 pounds were like, damn, you're looking good. Continue.
Or pressure U.S. oil companies to keep prices down.
How? You won't let them drill. Hey, you guys keep those prices down. Okay, that's a lot different than what we were going to do. How? They're not going to let them pump, but they're going to... What? Just doesn't make any sense.
Is any of this going to work?
No.
They've sort of run out of bullets. U.S. producers won't listen to them. The Saudis won't listen to them again. It really is, at its core, a supply issue. He has to find somebody who's going to pump more, and nobody wants to do that right now.
Wait a second. That's not true. The American energy industry really wants to pump more, and they're saying you can't. What are we talking about here? We know the solution. We all know the solution. We've known the solution from the very beginning. There's a reason why 2 years ago it was $2.18 and now it's $3.91. We were energy independent at that time. We are not now. Stop with the 1 year ago today stuff, because that makes it look like we're only up like 80 something cents or whatever, 317 to 391. Excuse my wrong math there. 70 something cents. You got to go back to 2 years. And for the entirety of the Biden presidency, hopefully over sooner than later, you need to go back to at least January 21st or the same date before he took office. That will give you a real taste of where we actually are in all of this. But they're fudging the numbers here. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. Eventually, these prices will come down one day, and they'll pretend, once again, they'll look back a year. Let's say a year from now, gas prices are $3.70. They will say gas prices are down 20 cents in a year. That's what they'll say. I mean, it will still be up significantly from where we were, but good Lord. This is some terrible stuff here and some terrible, terrible strategy going on. The last line is my favorite, though.
The problem for the White House, most of the solutions are long-term, which won't help them for the midterms.
That poor guy. What's he going to do? He can't get any credit or help before the midterms. The poor man. All of his screw-ups, he's going to be held responsible for them. He's going to be held responsible for all of this. Oh, my Lord, how incredibly sad that he will have to bear the consequences for his own actions. It is amazing that they view this as a bad thing. Now, I, like everyone else, would prefer that gas prices go back to $2.18 a gallon or $1.96 a gallon or whatever it was. It was under $2 a gallon on election day in 2020. And it would be near there if Donald Trump had won that election. That's the truth. That's the reality. Those are the simple facts. The world in which we live right now is Joe Biden is president of the United States, and you've got people on television saying, well, golly, what are we supposed to do? I mean, there's just not enough supply. Let the Americans pump and get away from being dependent on the whims of Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Vladimir Putin. Good Lord, for someone who hates, for a media that hates Vladimir Putin so much, they sure do want to do his bidding. Good God. Thank you very much for being here. I've been Dale Jackson. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe, share, do your thing.